Hey guys, it's Lynn here and welcome to part 2 of my craft with me. This section we're going to be doing mainly dashboards and putting my traveler's notebook together, which you'll see at the end takes a shit ton of time. So here I'm just measuring out the pages for my dashboard cover. I'm just taking the pocket size notebook I've already got as a reference, and I'm going to cut these pages a little smaller than where I've lined it, only because I will be putting it through the laminator and I don't want overhang because the laminator will add a bit of plastic on the end. And I am deciding to do a voiceover because, oh, by the way, do not use friction pen and erase on this. Yeah, I am doing a voiceover because the other one sounded weird. I felt off, and I'm just gonna talk, and that's my preference. And it's not a long video. So here I'm just laying my dashboard pages flat, and I'm cutting out a bit of the bag from the kit to use to make a pocket. So the way Christy does this, and you'll see, is she just attaches another piece of paper on, sticks it down, and then she laminates it and then cuts out the pocket. I have made a pocket another way without lamination, and I actually prefer that method as it's more practical. You'll see once I laminate these and cut them out that it's not really usable. And I'm just using my cutting board here to line up the pages inside the laminating sheets because I want them to be straight, and I won't be cutting them out individually. I'll be leaving it in the laminating paper because I think it's sturdier, and when I've used sticky tape or packing tape to put in between it, it either comes off or the cord or the what would you call it? The string inside it's not string. The bands inside the traveler's notebook actually like rips the top bits. So you'll see later I actually cut curves in it so that there's less pressure placed on those portions of the notebook. And while the first one is being laminated and I run it through twice, I'm cutting out the second one, and I'm pretty much doing the exact same steps, just trimming the pages down, and then I'm cutting the corners out with the corner cutter thingy-mabobber. And I'm also using another piece of the bags to make the pockets for this, but I'll be doing it slightly different. Instead of a straight line across, I'll be cutting it along the shapes of the flowers, or as best I can, to create a bit of interest. I think it ended up looking really pretty, but again, not very practical. It was actually, you'll see right at the very end, it was actually quite hard to get some of the things I wanted to put in there and there was also not a lot of space, so I don't know whether I should be gluing it down as well. I really don't know, or like using thinner tape or something, or doing it right on the very edges, because that does take up space. So yeah, I'm just measuring and cutting this pocket out and popping it down. So you'll notice this week I had no true plan with me, so that's because I'm going to use my Erin Condren. I know last week I said I'd changed my mind, but I'm changing it again. I'm going to use the Erin Condren as a memory keeping spread with maybe photos, if I take any photos, tip-ins, that kind of thing, just to, for journaling purposes. And I think it will work out better for me because I was really writing things down twice, and everything I use in my traveler's notebook, it makes sense to me anyways. I don't need to use Erin Condren, it's just therapeutic, but I do miss putting stickers down, so I'm holding out for Sunday when I film it so I can chuck some stickers down. So I've done the left one there already, and I used one of the die cuts to stick in there as well because I thought she was super pretty, and I think it turned out beautiful. I love the contrast between the colors of the flowers and the softness, and then the hard, like, stark straight lines, black and white of the houndstooth print. Is that what it's called? Who knows. On the right one, I'm gonna put a planner die cut down just to fill in a bit of that white space, because it was a bit blank. I didn't really want to cut it out because then I would lose even more practical use of that pocket. I could have just left it as decoration, but you know, whatever. So I'm just trimming that down and then doing the exact same thing with the laminating papers. So I'm just gonna pop them in the order that I want them to be popped in, and then lining them up so that when they do come out, they're like perfect and ready to go. So I am gonna pop that in there now, and in a second I will be grabbing the first one that I've run through and just trimming that down to size. So there we go. So I'm just trimming down the excess laminate on these, and as I was saying about this, the lamination being sturdier, I don't want it to hold open my Travels notebook as well, so you'll see that I actually fold it quite thoroughly so that there's an actual crease and it doesn't actually keep the book open or flick it open, if that makes sense. It still stays relatively closed, so I'm not too fussed. And then I do round off the corners again, and like I said, on the binding bit, the middle bit, I cut the corners there too, just to take a bit of the pressure off that point and make sure that it does not tear. And here I am scoring the laminate so that I can create a pocket, and you'll see, so that's just one pocket done there. You'll see better with the other one when I really stick my hand in, but this sticky note pad I got from Officeworks, and I just wanted to put that in there. That pitter pattering is my dog's feet, if you can hear that. Maybe he stopped. But yeah, I wanted this to-do list so then I can just jot things down, grocery list, things I need to remember, and just have it so I can pull it out of the book and, you know, take it wherever I need with me. And I am sticking this in with sticky tape because I find that's the most sturdiest thing I've got on me. That other rollerball whiteout tapey thing does not work. Doing the same thing. Not sure. Are you going to bed? I hope so, because it's making noise. It looks like he's going to sleep. So I'm doing the same thing with the second dashboard that I have, rounding off the corners. And then I am scoring this, but I will be following the shape of the flowers instead, or what I've cut out, which was a little harder to do. It was tricky and not worth it. But you'll see here now that I put my hand in, and it's really not that much. Like, you can put in a few sheets of like thin papers or stickers, but the other pocket I had created or made, you could really load it up. So I'll probably make one of those with next month's kit, which I'm super excited about because vellum is coming. And I have had a lot of trouble finding printed vellum here in Australia, so I'm super excited that that's coming. I was thinking about getting some plain ones and printing it out, but you know, seems. Anyway, so I am going in and filling out my traveler's notebook now. This bit does take the rest of the video, and we're probably 3 minutes out, which is really bad, but my table was a complete mess. I could not find anything, and you actually see me right here get up and actually start looking for things and collate things that I actually wanted to put in this book, which is terrible, I know. And even to this day, it's Wednesday at the moment, the table is not completely clear. It's because I am lazy as fuck. So I think this is the last bit of my collection. Putting in my notebook that I made, which is backwards, which I do fix right at the very end. So that first section there is just my daily section, and I do have some extra bits and pieces that I wanted to add to this notebook, like the Midori card holder with the zip pocket, which is at my parents' place, so boo. But I will grab that, and maybe at some point I'll do a whole flip through and how I use it, because this is my go-to planner every day. I look at it first thing in the morning, I look at it the last thing before I go to bed, and I refer to it multiple times throughout the day just to remind myself what my goals are, you know, keep me on track, let me know what I'm doing, keep myself organized essentially. So here I actually put 2 notebooks together on a rubber band because I thought there was only one band there, but I found out that I actually had 2, so that was lucky me. And that other dashboard I had was from a scrapbook pad that I bought from Officeworks, and it's really pretty because there's foil in it. So I actually go back because I realized there was extra notebooks that I had, and I put on the rubber band there just to thread through, and that's my completed book. So I'm just decorating it a bit with these die cuts, which you'll see, you eventually don't see, so I'm really clever and wasteful. And I'm just putting in some of the stickers in here. So, and then realize, so there's a lot of things that I should put in, but I have totally forgotten to do so. So terrible, so terrible. And here, like this stencil I got from Hobonichi actually doesn't fit in there very well, so I had to really shove it in. And I'm just grabbing some journaling cards just to further decorate this, the front section. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I flipped through things really quickly just to make sure it's all good, fix up the bookmark finally, and yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this. I will see you all very soon in a plan with me, and let me know what you think if you like this, and I'll be sure to do it again in the future. Alright then, bye.